back to Lifebuildz, guys. Today I have a little scenario for you. So you're scrolling through Facebook Marketplace, you find a vehicle, it's a wonderful deal. They always are, right? Downside is you don't know, does this car need a transmission? Does it need a new motor? Does it need both? I don't know, if you're anything like a normal, reasonable person, you would say, that sounds like a lot of work. I'm gonna take a hard pass on that one. But if you're anything like me, you just load up the trailer and you go buy it. So let's go see what we just bought. So what we're looking at is a 2006 Mini Cooper S John Cooper Works Edition. Now the really exciting part about this car is it only has 81,000 miles. Clean title, and it's an official John Cooper Works Edition. Which makes this car very, very valuable. Unfortunately, the car is stuck in limp mode. Now, a little bit of things about limp mode is that when a vehicle goes into limp mode, it's usually because you have a fatal engine error. So it could be a cylinder misfire, it could be a low battery, it could be a faulty injector, it could be a blown motor.
No! God, please, no! No!
Or it could be a bad transmission. The transmission could be slipping to the point where the car tries to protect itself and puts itself in limp mode. So the person I bought it from appeared to know a lot about cars. Another really, really bad sign, because that typically means they tried everything simple and they sent it to me. So looking inside, the vehicle is kind of dirty. Nothing I can't clean out, but overall, it's all there. You know, nothing is too damaged. You got a slight rip in the seat, typical. It is a convertible, and if you look at these wheels and tires, great tread, and the wheels are in great shape. I paid $1,200 for this, and I was able to drive it onto its own trailer. And with 81,000 miles, John Cooper Works Edition, convertible Mini Cooper S, this thing's worth easy $7 grand. So if I can fix this up, it could be a really, really profitable flip or a really fun car to drive in the summer. First drive is going well. She's definitely stuck in limp mode. Got a few lights on the dash, but she is running and driving. Let's see if we can get to this gas station. Alrighty guys, we made it. I didn't end up pushing. You'd never guess this is a $1,200 car. So let's address the elephant in the room. Head gasket sealer was in the car when I purchased it.
No!
When I was talking with the prior owner of the vehicle, they were mentioning, yeah, it's stuck in limp mode, etc. Oh, and I happened to change the head gasket. And I'm like, what? Okay, you didn't change the spark plugs, the coil packs, any of that. You chose to change the head gasket. So they pulled the spark plugs out, looked in the cylinder, and boom, found liquid. Instead of testing what the liquid was or anything, they just simply replaced the head gasket. 2 weeks later, it starts misfiring, goes back into limp mode. I have a few ideas. A faulty fuel injector will cause the exact same thing. Basically, the fuel injector gets stuck open, dumps fuel into the cylinder. It's gonna obviously think there's fluid in there. It's gonna shut the cylinder off, causing more of a problem. You're gonna go into limp mode. Now, when I first bought this car, I pulled open the oil cap and guess what it smelled like? Now, if it had been a blown head gasket, it should smell like coolant. It should be blowing smoke out the tailpipe. It smelled like fuel. This is what the old spark plugs look like. And here's a new one. I mean, I'm not sure why you would have started with a head gasket when your spark plugs look this bad. And the coil packs, I mean, these are old. These are not new coil packs, which could be our second issue. Fresh set of spark plugs, coil packs, and spark plug wires later. Let's give her a test and see if we're gonna indeed be replacing the motor in this one.
Hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Well, that's never a good sign. Oh man. Yep. Okay, well, next step is gonna be testing compression. Here goes nothing.
No, 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 no.
All right, cold start the next morning. Let's see how she does. Hey guys, see, this is very confusing. You guys saw how it was running last night. She appears to be running totally fine. We'll even do a little pull with traction control off. I mean, come on. She's doing fine. And yet, as soon as I turn it off and turn it back on, it's gonna go back into limp mode. Listen to that, and then I'll do a quick pull. She's quick too. Something's confusing with this vehicle. Look at this idle. Practically perfect. I mean, very, very slight waver. That's nothing, right? Listen. See, revs smoothly. So, this is actually in limp mode now.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Did you think this couldn't get worse? So did I. Don't worry, after finding out that I needed to replace the motor in the black Mini Cooper, I decided, you know what, we're going to go buy a wrecked John Cooper Works Edition blue Mini Cooper, as you just saw. Well, it had 90,000 miles, is what the person said. I drove 7 hours in one day, picked it up, only to find out it had 150,000 miles. After I'd already paid for the car, after it was on the trailer. But of course, it actually has to get a little bit worse. Now that I have a genuine John Cooper Works Edition Mini Cooper that's crashed in my garage, I took a good hard look for about 30 seconds at the black Mini Cooper, only to find out that it was not a John Cooper Works Edition at all, meaning it's practically worthless with a blown engine.
Got him!
Make sure to subscribe right now because I'm going to need all the support I can to try to not lose as much money. I'm going to throw these back on Facebook Marketplace, send them on to somebody else, and try to part out this crappy crashed Mini Cooper in my backyard. And I'm happy to say I just sold the car for a pretty decent profit. And that is while the car is still broken. So I didn't end up losing money. I actually, with what I sold this car for, I paid for the parts car and this car, but I still have the parts car and I still have a couple $1,000s worth of parts I can get off of that one. It's just going to be a painful process. So there's always a way out of a bad situation, is what I'm trying to say to you guys. And, you know, maybe we're looking for jet skis now. Did someone say jet skis? Make sure to follow Lifebuildz because next episode is so much worse. See you guys next week.